assist on like single hits. The damage per hit is reasonably high on Cannon, so all they had to do was like hit me once, sometimes twice, and not even really get any huge follow-ups. They didn't have to go for those like the side light and then wait for the dodge and then side light, go into the cannon string or the cannon combo after that. They could just live on like one hit at a time, kind of in the way that Axe can.
All right, we're going to see if the cannon is able to do some of that magic in this game. So far, we have 20 seconds into the game, and I think we've had 2 team combos started, but they've both been interrupted.
Yeah, that's something that I'm really looking for Fiend and Kant to show us here, given that like Fiend's ability as a support player to follow up and start it's always been so good. He's been one of the best in the world at doing that.
Oh, yeah.
There's an example right there. Started that off, and then Kant came in with the side signature to finish it up and get that stock off of Vecinaa.
And that's the thing. I mean, you play with someone that's really good at setting things up. What are you going to learn? You're going to have a lot of opportunities to work on your follow-up skills, and just like that, you're starting to kind of naturally grow a very, very nice synergy that we are definitely seeing in full-blown force right now. But Renan is looking to shut that down. The D-Light comes out, but Vecinaa, I'm pretty sure, did he have to use that recovery to get back onto stage? That was pretty unfortunate, but they find both of the knockouts either way.
Yeah, Vecinaa was actually really close to losing his second stock. Kant chased him out really far. He did like a gravity cancel D-Light like several ways into the push-off column there, like reasonably close to the edge. So that was a little bit worrisome for Vecinaa's second stock while he was still in the yellow. They do eventually get this stock off of Renan, and Kant's been doing a great job so far. This is more or less a new player in my eyes.
Now, Renan trying to support their teammates in their endeavors to get back up onto the stage, but Kant and Fiend, their presence is just so... It's suffocating, man. And just look at that. Yeah, the team combo off the side. DC comes in to save the day. And the recovery, he saves his teammate.
Yeah, that was a great down signature from Vecinaa. Oh, Renan ended up falling anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch the replay, but that was some pretty poetic timing when I said he saved his teammate. I'm pretty sure that sword there, I can't see any reason of why to use that sword there other than just knocking out your teammates. I don't know if that was a misclick or if he was looking for trying to hit Casper, but that was some bad timing.
Yeah, that was a tough one there for the blue team. It seems like they just need to maybe regroup a little bit better. The red team's doing a solid job so far. They're not like that far ahead, so it's not like they can get comfortable at this moment, especially since we are in game 1. We were going from like 3 Axe gamers in the previous region to now 3 sword gamers.
Yeah, the sword is doing really well for them so far on both sides here. Renan, actually, yeah, Renan, only player on the board that does not have a sword. And I'm looking very closely here at his spear gameplay, of course, as a spear reviewer myself.
Both members of blue on the edge. They're able to split up and both actually make it back over after a D-Light into the side light, I believe, from Kant.
Playing very patiently here now, Vecinaa and Renan doing a good job at just baiting out some of these attacks and getting this chip damage. You see on Fiend, he's already down into orange, and Vecinaa and Renan, they've been able to stay relatively healthy, but just like that, Kant is able to catch him slacking. Dare comes out.
There's the dare. There it is.
There it is.
The Fiend classic. You know when he's floating up there like that, he's looking for the downer. He's just going to keep doing those. He won't even really commit with the ground pound that often. It's going to put his hurt box a little bit closer to the enemy than he feels comfortable with, especially when he can just like sit up there, float up there, and time that dare perfectly once his opponent has burned absolutely everything. So yeah, that's like classic Fiend edgeguard gameplay.
Now, of course, Vecinaa and Renan, they had a lot of good things going for them throughout the game. That knockout that they got on their teammate was slightly unfortunate, and then of course in the very last stock they were slightly behind. I have no idea what is happening with that. Okay, we're getting the dare. We're getting the dare for the second time. What are they daring?
Yeah,
they were trying to dare Kant and Fiend, but they were going back onto the stage. Well, I mean, sometimes you get a little bit greedy. Maybe you lose track of your teammate. It happens to the best of us. I mean, it quite literally just did. PR8 in South America. Everyone makes mistakes.
Could have been that. Maybe I'll give benefit of the doubt here. Like maybe he meant to do a GC light and the dodge was on cooldown, and he didn't remember that. And instead of going for the D-Light, we ended up going for the dare, because I believe the D-Light would have hit the opponent and not his teammate. But that's if I'm being charitable here, which I think we should be from time to time.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking, why would I
oh my
thrown out that dare? if I would have, and it's like maybe I'm expecting my teammate not to immediately rush back up onto 2 enemies whenever they have not touched the ground for like 2 minutes straight, but they, so far they're looking unfazed, and actually just as I say so, we're going to see 2 knockouts come out, Kant and Fiend, looking very solid this second game as well. I'm starting to see a little bit of a trend here, Sparky.
It started great with a team combo from Kant and Fiend that allowed them to add up so much damage onto both members of Blue really quickly, really early on in the match, so that like all Kant had to do, despite being a low strength legend, oh my, and even like that, look at that follow up there from Fiend going high up into the sky. Even though he might be taken off the top, he's there to follow up off of his teammate. And look, like Kant's still living, Fiend's still living. They're just their ability to play together as a team is so fantastic. A lot in the ways of like J44L and Skeldra were earlier today, except in this case, like Fiend and Kant are winning so far.
Vecinaa and Renan are gonna need to find these knockouts quickly, but they are just not able to put themselves out there. I mean, it feels like potentially they're playing ever so slightly too careful. Like Kant and Fiend, they're just kind of able to use these footsies and get this chip damage in, when really Renan and Vecinaa, they gotta go swinging whenever that damage starts to rack up.
Makes the D-Light recovery coming out from Kant, picking up both members of the blue team. Kant, again, he stays very, very grounded until he wants to like really chase his opponent into the air. Like still, he's covering the ground so well. He's looking for these startup options for his KO combos with the D-Light. Still not able to finish off this blue team. There's a great D-Sync, but the instant D-Light into the recovery from Kant. He's there to chase Renan away, but unfortunately Fiend's not able to get back. It's 3 stocks to 3, but Kant, despite not having a lot of damage on this stock, that's going to give them the lead here just a little bit, but he's really starting to get that damage added up on him. Fiend, they have the man advantage here. Kant's going in on the edge.
Quite even here, and I realize I might have to eat my own words at any moment. I say whenever they're low, you need to go in there swinging, but little did I realize that you can't really go in swinging against Fiend and Kant, because if you miss one attack, you're just stuck in a team combo, which is instantaneously going to lead to you getting knocked out. Look at that, Fiend is able to find a dare off stage. He gets back up safely too. Renan going all the way down with a ground pound. This is really, really starting to look rough. Fiend, only one left on the board, and he's not even afraid. He's not even careful.
Yeah, he was in like the later stages of yellow, so he was able to take a gauntlet ground pound from his teammate, still stay over in the edge guard on the left, then take a gauntlet ground pound from Renan and still stay over there on the edge on the left. So yeah, he does a great job of like getting back to stage, understanding where he is in terms of damage on his stock, so he can keep pressing forward, knowing that like, okay, if he takes something as like devastating as a ground pound can be, he knows how to get back. Kant's gonna take the lead there over on the corner because he has the health lead compared to Fiend, and he's just gonna close. He's gonna close it out. He's gonna clutch it out.
All right, you want my analysis, Sparky? Fiend and Kant's swords. Fiend and Kant's swords are just magnetic. I don't know how they do it, but I swear they're just hitting everything and they're making it look easy. I don't know how, and that's as far as my analysis will go. But man, some players, they just make it look easy. They just make you want to pick up that weapon and see what you can do on it too. Do you also get that feeling?
Sword is definitely like one of those weapons that I feel like the most players make look the most easy. It's so many players have a really solid sword that they can time their spot dodges perfectly, get the beautiful punish off of it, get the setups that they need, find the dares that they need, whether they need to hit straight down on the dare to get the D-Light dare recovery, whether they have someone at a 45-degree angle below them so they hit like sort of the edge of the cone. It's like sword is just one of those weapons that like if you don't know how to play sword, you're probably really not one of the top Brawlhalla players, because everybody knows how to do that and everybody learns how to do that on their journey.
And I'll let you in. I'll let you and everyone else in on a little secret right now. If you have been like me and you have considered, wait, maybe I can play like that. You can't, unless you're these guys. I mean, they make it look easy, but it really isn't whenever you get down to it. And yeah, that just makes it all the more impressive. Either way, we are going into our third game, and we're on the verge of a 3-0 right now, and Fiend and Kant, it looks like that's exactly where they intend on going. Look at Fiend looking for that end light follow-up of the Gauntlet end light. These guys, they're just dominating the space right now.
I mean, they almost had the stock on Ren like probably 20 to 30 seconds ago. The vertical hitbox on Kant's Val side sig on the gauntlets just didn't quite have enough range on it to find the connection. Ooh, he almost got the sword in sig there, but he does get the side air, taking out Ren's first stock finally. They've been able to add up about 50 to 60 damage onto Vecinaa's second stock. Meanwhile, Kant and Fiend, they're still in a pretty good spot on Demon Island, so it might be a little bit tough to take them out. It's the cannon side air from around the middle of the stage. There's the dare, gonna take Fiend off the bottom. We'll see if Kant can survive this one. No, not after that neutral light from Vecinaa's cannon.
Fiend able to pick up that sword. Every single time I see Fiend left on the board, I'm like, okay, Fiend is gonna have to play careful now. But I forget, Fiend is not about that life, and able to rack up some damage on that sword. Renan with a very risky GCD light in the right in between, a sandwich between Fiend and Kant. Not getting punished for it though.
If Fiend and Kant have magnetic swords, then like the other team has magnets, but like they're the opposite polarity magnets somehow. It's at least for Fiend, because he's able to just like somehow get repelled by everyone. Like people just cannot touch him. His movement is so good, he's able to avoid so many things without having to use his dodge, that, man, his survivability on a lower defense character is always so good. Oh no, he goes for the side sig over the neutral signature. The in sig is the classic follow-up on the spear there, because it has the vertical side of the hitbox.
Small mishap coming out, and Fiend! I mean, Fiend, you could have gone for the recovery, and that would have been at least maybe one knockout, but he went for the dare just in case his teammate is able to get even more damage out of it. These guys, I said it before, I'll say it again, they are dominating the space right now, and they are playing this as if they're about to 3-0, and oh, would you look at the scoreboard, they just might.
They might do it here. There's going to be a full team wipe there for the blue team. They're certainly still in this, but now they're going to have to deal with a very fresh Kant and Fiend. Fiend's going to grab the first weapon. Kant's going to be looking for the second one. Look at that follow-up there. They're able to grab like 3 hits just like that, and then Kant grabs the weapon. They were in between both blue team members, but they weren't able to find anything. Nice side sig. Not enough to KO just yet.
Being able to get the D-Light Saren, that's going to be one knockout with one soon to follow. 3-0 on the board in what it can only be described as domination. Fiend and Kant, what a performance.
Those last 2 KOs, it legitimately looks so easy. They split up the blue team. One of them is coming back to the stage on the left side. They easily clean up the KO over on the corner. Then the